So today is June 27th. I'm here with Nate Hare. How do you say last name?
Hair like a rabbit, Hare.
Nate Hare with Directed IRA. This is mobile mailbox money. Happy to have you here today, Nate. Nate, for the viewers that don't know you, if you could just introduce yourself real quick.
Sure. Yeah, my name's Nate Hare. I'm an executive director here at Directed IRA and Directed Trust Company. We'll talk a little bit about what that is. But basically, I've been in and around real estate investing, note investing, private lending ever since 2004. And for the last 12 years, I've been teaching people how to do that type of investing in their retirement plans instead of buying stocks, bonds, mutual funds.
Absolutely. We've seen each other at multiple kind of different conferences and associations. We both recently attended Diversified Mortgage Expo. Saw you at ASREA, Arizona Real Estate Investors Association. You're pretty active. Any other conferences that you guys are attending that you maybe want to touch on, or something maybe you guys are putting on?
Yeah. So, we try to get out there, and I was going to say the same to you. I was like, I see you everywhere. So, you guys are pretty active as well. So yeah, we try to get out, especially if it's local here in Arizona. I know you guys are local, so we try to get out to the ASREA meetings and the spinoff meetings and so forth. But like for our product, since we deal with retirement plans, we're asked to travel all across the country. I'm going to places like Wichita, Kansas, Texas, Florida, speaking at different, groups and RIAs. But we actually have our own events. We actually do 2 events a year. If people don't know, we do one, which is called our Self-Directed IRA Summit. That just passed. You might have just missed that one. That's where we teach one day everything you need to know about how you can actually use a retirement plan to invest in real estate or notes or mobile homes or whatever it is. Absolutely. But the event that we got coming up is our second event. It's actually the larger of the 2. It's going to be here in Scottsdale, Arizona at the Orange Tree Resort. It's October 24th and 25th. So it's a 2-day, not a 1-day. And what we do with this event is we bring in speakers from across the country to teach a little bit about the alternative investments and the alternative investment strategies they use or their students use. So we're talking about speakers that'll talk about sale, family, fix and flip, short-term, mid-term, long-term rentals, note investing, syndications, oil and gas investments, cryptocurrency. All these alternative investment options are available to somebody inside a retirement plan, but we find that most people, they want to get out of the stock market. They just don't really know how to do it. And they like to lean on somebody that's already in the alternative space. Like you guys are in the alternative space. And this is the purpose of this event, is just to bring people that are in alternative investments, learn, network, and have a good time. And that's going to come up October 24th and 25th.
So mark your calendars, everybody. That should be a must attend. Diversification, I think right now is a big topic that a lot of people are talking on, especially with the volatility we're seeing even in single family residential real estate, the sliding interest rates in commercial, as well as the volatility in the stock market. There's a lot of different items to account for the economic environment. It's an election year. There's a lot of uncertainty. You got the CBDC coming out. There's a lot of conversation there. I was talking to an individual by the name of, Michael Sweet. I'm not sure if that name's familiar to you. He brought your name up. He's like, man, Nate's a great guy. He's got his hands in all of these different strategies, from Bitcoin to single family to all the gamut. So I'll have to commend you on that. Of your outreach, I seem to talk to a lot of people and they kind of know who you are. So you're doing your job correctly for sure.
Yeah, well, and I'm not trying to be known as a person. I'm really just trying to be, I guess, at least have the content known, which is the big thing for me because, I'm truly passionate about what I do and what I teach, because when I first learned about these self-directed IRAs that I can invest in alternatives, I didn't even know about it until 2012. And it would have made a drastic difference to me in my retirement plan had I known about it 10 years prior to that. But nobody in my sphere knew what a self-directed IRA was. And it was odd to me because everybody I associated myself with were either real estate investors, realtors, lenders. And every time I asked somebody, what do you have your IRA or your 401k invested in? They would say stocks. But why would we invest in stocks if we know more about real estate? So this is why I kind of took a career path change. And I thought, you know what? There's not enough education on how this works. And it's not a secret. It's not even a new strategy. When it comes to retirement plans, you've been able to invest in the same things since the mid 70s. It's just now becoming more popular. When I say it's becoming more popular, alternative investments are becoming more popular because of the age of the internet. Now people can sit at home and find investments that you couldn't find before because you had to know somebody doing a syndication. You had to personally know somebody buying, mobile homes or doing notes. Now you can search it out online and really invest in anything from the comfort of your home if you really wanted to. So I think alternatives, even though they call it alternatives, which is funny because I would think like a single family property is the most traditional investment on the planet. But, stockbrokers would rather say, no, stocks and bonds are your traditional investments. If you do real estate, that's the weird stuff. But honestly, I will say, our clients understand, even if you're not a real estate investor by trade, they understand how real estate works. And when they understand that they can actually put real estate as an investment in their retirement plan, it's life-changing to them. And here's the thing, we don't sell investments to our clients. It's completely up to our clients to tell us what they want in their retirement plan. And I feel the power to make those decisions when it comes to your retirement assets is really the ultimate game changer and the thing that makes their needle move when it comes to growing their retirement.
You're a wealth of knowledge, that's for sure, in directing IRAs and getting creative about alternative assets to ultimately secure that financial freedom. That's what we all want, financial freedom, and to set things up early, to have them pay off in spades, when we're trying to retire. Anywhere from, I heard you talk about HSA accounts to directing your IRAs. There's a lot of different strategies that you guys have to offer. So I'd encourage anybody, if you're looking at you really just getting more education. Education's key. There's not a whole lot of people that are putting out this information because they don't feel it's advantageous to them. They're trying to hold on to that golden nugget. So Nate, you're pretty prolific at putting out the information and putting on these events. I'll definitely be interested in attending that Alternative Investment Summit. I know we talked about that a little bit. Maybe you could just touch on at DME, how did that turn out for you guys, Diversified Mortgage Expo?
Always good. I mean, it's like a note investor reunion. A lot of these people I know from, way back, ever since I got into the industry of self-direction. One of the things that's funny about, events like the DME, which if people don't know, it's called the Diversified Mortgage Expo. It's put on by a good friend of mine, Nathan Turner. They are note investors by trade. They buy and sell notes. Sometimes they buy notes in bulk from banks. But these are all paper assets that are secured to real estate. So a note investment, on the grand scheme of things is a safe and secure investment if you consider that it's tied to real property. But a lot of people just like the income streams from these investments. And a lot of people choose to have income stream investments like a note inside their retirement plan. But when I started attending events like this and started hanging around the events that the self-directed IRA investors went to, and I don't know if you feel the same way, I have learned more about real estate investing hanging around the people that do these off-market deals than I ever did working at a bank, working for Keller Williams, or anything I learned in school, because they do not have classes on this. This is why we do so much education, because anybody can get a YouTube degree right now. And I would say self-directed IRA investing can really be found like on YouTube. We've got enough videos to make people be dangerous with the self-directed IRA. But ultimately, the events like the DME and the events that you and I both go to, one of the reasons we go to, I'm sure you'll agree, is if you're going to invest in alts and you're going to invest specifically in real estate, you need a network. And those events help you build a bigger and better network, because you want financial friends in your sphere, because that's who you're going to find deals to buy from and find deals to sell to.
100%. Associations and conferences, those conferences and associations in particular, we've found success in DME and ASRIA, just to kind of name those two off the top of the cuff. But listen, the industry is not all that big. We kind of know a lot of the same people, and I'm sure we talk about each other here and there. I talked to, Patrick Franz of the Note Investor University. He talked very highly of you as well. It's good to know that there's a lot of good people out there trying to make it happen at the end of the day, and education comes comes to fruition out of doing all of that. People talking about creative ideas and the problems that they may have had, 10 years ago or whatever, kind of trying to figure out how do we solve a problem and move it forward and ultimately gain that financial freedom in an asset-backed strategy and maybe defer some taxes along the way, doing that through a self-directed IRA. I mean, that's one of the best strategies I see as that deferred tax program. Maybe to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I want to piggyback on the thing you said first with, guys like Patrick, Desi Arnaz, the guys that run the Note Investor University, guys like that, groups like that mesh well with groups like us, because it's important for anybody listening. If you want to scale up your business and get into alternatives, you need different, I call them tools in your tool belt. You need different tools in your tool belt. A group like the Note Investor University, if you want to learn about how to be a note investor, you go to them. You lean on them. You don't come to me to learn about investing in notes. Even though I invest in notes, that's not what I should be teaching you. You should learn how to invest in notes with them. What I do is I add the cherry on top of that dessert. I say, did you know you can use those same strategies Desi and Patrick use, but you can also use them in a retirement plan. And here's the difference. Retirement plans don't pay taxes. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest advantage that a retirement plan has over anybody trying to invest with their own money. Now, there's different types of retirement plans that you can use to buy notes, buy real estate, do passive investing with mobile mailbox money. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's almost there's only two investments you cannot have in an IRA or 401k or Roth, or it's just life insurance contracts and collectibles. Those are the only two investment restrictions. So everything else is fair game. But here's the biggest thing with your IRA. It's not a taxpayer. Every IRA, whether it's a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, a rollover IRA, a SEP IRA, a simple IRA, an HSA, an ESA, all of those by definition are tax-exempt trusts. Tax-exempt trusts don't pay taxes. So if you buy and sell real estate, let's say in a traditional or Roth IRA, you don't have to pay taxes on the gains. You might have to pay taxes personally when you take a distribution to yourself. The IRA does not pay taxes itself. Now, we teach a lot about the different types of plans that not only can you defer taxes, but eliminate taxes. And this is where the sweet spot is. This is where, you won't hear too many people talk about
golden nugget coming in.
Yeah. You won't hear too many people put IRA and sexy in the same sentence, but I'm going to do IRA and sexy because this is what's so sexy about, say, a Roth IRA. And I'll just give you a quick example. I have a client that owns 12 rental properties in his self-directed Roth IRA. He doesn't own them personally. They're not owned by him. They're not owned by his LLC. They're owned by his IRA through us. Since a Roth IRA is a tax-free account, meaning I can take tax-free distributions from my Roth once I'm 59 and a half, and I've had the Roth open for 5 years, all of the distributions I take from my Roth are tax-free for the rest of my life, which means if I can stack property like he has, 12 rental properties owned in my Roth, every month, the 12 renters pay rent to my Roth IRA, no taxes. I take a tax-free distribution out of my Roth because I'm over 59 and a half, no taxes. So this could be a $20,000, $25,000 distribution of all those rents. I never have to pay Uncle Sam a dime. The next month, the same thing. Rents come in, I take a tax-free distribution the next month. So this client is taking close to $240,000 of tax-free, penalty-free distributions that Uncle Sam can't touch because everything's owned in his Roth. And meanwhile, when we get his account statement or produce his account statement at the end of the year, guess what the value of his account does? It increases in value because he's not touching the principal of the assets. The assets grow because they appreciate. So the ability to take real estate or any type of alternative investment that has multiple streams of income or passive income, whether it's monthly income or quarterly income, owning those investments in something like a Roth IRA can produce income for you in retirement that doesn't involve you working, that just involves you sitting back and seeing the income come in and taking tax-free distributions. Your HSAs also work like that. Health savings accounts can be utilized like that. Coverdell education savings accounts can be utilized that to pay for your kids and grandkids' education expenses. And we even have, if you're self-employed, the mighty solo 401k, which is a vehicle that I would say every self-employed small business owner should look at, especially if you don't have employees. That is probably the best vehicle on the planet if you're looking to buy real estate of any form in a retirement plan. So like you said, it's not even so much about the tax deferral, it's about the tax elimination. And you can eliminate taxes by stacking real estate assets in a tax-free account like a Roth 401k, HSA, or an ESA.
It's a power combination. It really is, that deferred or elimination of taxes with the accumulation of cash flowing assets or appreciating assets. This is something that really nobody's teaching all that much besides I see y'all's prolific content, and you're really pioneering, I think, providing free education. It's free what you're providing online, which is like,
it's free,
mind blowing.
It takes nothing but their time. It takes nothing but 30 minutes. You know, we have a YouTube channel. I just did a workshop the other day, and it's already, getting a lot of views. All you got to do is just go to our YouTube channel. We've got different segments on different topics. Again, the only investment you have to make is time. And the reason that we put so much education out there is because, again, we don't sell investments to our clients. So for us, since our client has to choose their own investment, that's where the self and self-directed comes from. It's just a marketing term. But self means you have to tell us what you want us to buy in your IRA. And there's a process on how we buy it, but you have to tell us. I understand that most people just don't have enough information to, I guess, make the move, right? It's the fear of the unknown. Well, I know how to buy stocks. I just push a button. I don't know how to buy real estate in IRA. So we want to shove as much education out there to just get people comfortable with, oh, I can do this? Yes, you can do it. Not only can you do it, here's examples of clients that have done it in the past. And I like to give different examples of different strategies that our clients have used because, again, I've learned so much from my clients. I like to share their success stories. And I'll even go and do, I haven't done it yet this year, but I'm going to do it, is the good, the bad, and the ugly class, which I talk about all the bad investments.
Sure.
Because I think that you can learn just as much from someone's bad investment as someone's home run deals. You can make an argument you learn more from someone's bad investment. But we try to give as much information and education out there for our clients because we find better educated clients are better clients for us. It just makes the process and the experience a lot more seamless.
So on our end, I've been kind of trying to push people over to you guys to get some of their directed funds into acquiring notes. Notes are a great secure strategy to secure that monthly paycheck ultimately. And it's all of the benefit of earning in real estate without owning any real estate at the end of the day, and doing that possibly with a capital partner through your directed IRA is a fantastic strategy, not only to mitigate risk out in the market, but and build that generational wealth possibly in a income-oriented investment strategy backed by an asset. So that's what we do here at Mobile Mailbox Money and Silvercrest Opportunity Fund. We have accredited and non-accredited strategies for individuals wanting to get that generational wealth, and have seen Nathan at multiple different conferences and associations. So you touched on the one that you're putting on, Alternative Investment Summit. Maybe you could name one or two others that you saw success of conferences or education platforms maybe that you saw or melded well with.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's providing education, I think we mend well with. So, just to give some people names, I had a, long-standing friendship with Ron LeGrand. I don't know if you heard of Ron LeGrand. He's like the godfather of real estate. He's been training, people for real estate for like 4 decades now. Wow. He specifically uses directed IRA, and all of his students use directed IRA. Now, again, this is a good combination of somebody who is teaching people how they can learn how to buy, not just buy real estate, but he's specific on buying on terms, like buying with the least amount of investment up front, and maybe structuring some deals like, we're talking seller financing, sub to sample leases, lease options, and things like that. All those strategies can be done in an IRA. So again, it's the ability to take a small amount of money and make it larger, taught by somebody like, like a Ron LeGrand. Again, they can fit those same strategies outside their IRA and inside of their IRA. I do want to commend you on one thing though, because and I wanted to touch on this. You talked about notes and income. And you might hear us even on my, workshops talk a lot about real estate and give examples that are clients buying real estate. Very few, when you look at a percent as a percentage, very few of our clients actually do that. It's just the catch. So people understand, oh, here's how it works. I will tell you, most people, including me, we choose to just be passive with our IRAs. Now, the reason that I invest in notes is because just like what you said, I don't have time in my day to deal with toilets and tenants. I don't want to. I've done it before. I had 17 rental properties at one time. I like the money. I didn't like with the headaches, but there's people that are better equipped, like you guys, that can handle that because you're just better at it. So that doesn't mean that I can't invest in real estate. I invest my real estate passively through the sweat equity of other people and the access of other people's deals. I don't have to go out and find my own deals. All I have to do is if one of my borrowers who tend to be flippers comes to me and I like a deal, my IRA is the bank. My IRA makes a loan. It's secured by the real estate so I can sleep at night, but I get passive monthly interest that goes to that beefs up my retirement plan. It's not considered a contribution because it's investment profit, and my retirement grows with me just sitting back doing nothing, right? But it also allows me to, depending on how I structure my deals, is a lot of times, and I don't want to speak to you guys specifically, but a lot of times the investment people that are finding investments, they just need short-term financing, or they're just selling off some notes. It's a good way to get involved in real estate very easily, but depending on how long you're in notes, I tend to do short, like maybe 18-month notes, but I'm in and out of a note, which is good for me because I not only grow my IRA passively, but I get to compound my interest. And that, again, Einstein said the eighth wonder of the world is compounding interest. If you don't understand it, you're probably you're paying it, but if you understand it, you're earning it. So if you can compound interest at above average returns, I mean, that's a wonderful thing to do tax-free in a Roth IRA. And when you think about this, how much money do banks make these days? Banks run the world.
Right.
Do banks like to own property, or do banks like to have passive income on property? Banks loan, they don't own. And if you take that same mindset, you can apply that and just turn your IRA, whether it's a traditional Roth, into a bank and just make passive income tax-free through the sweat equity or experience of somebody else.
Why own when you could loan at a higher rate of return passive at the end of the day?
Exactly.
That's the dream.
That is the dream. I mean, it's less work. How much work do you want to actually do? I'll say this. I even have active real estate investors who choose to be passive with their IRAs because they don't want time out of their day taken from the deals that put food on their plate, which is the deals they're doing outside of their IRA, which is totally fine. It's how much time do you really want to spend on your retirement assets? You can invest in real estate and passively. And truthfully, I see some investors, they work like they've been creative and created their own private bank. I mean, you could have 4 or 5 investors that all invest in real estate to some degree, and they all have self-directed IRAs, and they just loan money on each other's deals so that at every deal, somebody's put money in their back pocket as the borrower, and then somebody's beefing up their IRA through the interest payments. I mean, that's where you're really maximizing these retirement plans because there's so much money out there. There's almost $40 trillion in retirement plans today. And most people don't have a clue. 40 trillion with a T. And most people have no clue what they have in their retirement plan, yet it's their biggest bucket of money.
This is one of the best vehicles to be able to gain that retirement plan and generational wealth. We all want to be able to try and pass down a legacy ultimately, and this provides a vehicle to build over the time. And also, buying and flipping homes is all fun and games at the end of the day until the contractors are raking you over the heck holes, or your vacancy rates are going up. Oh, my tenants, so I can't get it rented, or whatever it may be. To get that true passive wealth is few and far between. That's the truth. And to be able to do that through an IRA is just that much better. You got a leg up. And to piggyback also on creating that network, having a network of savvy, like-minded individuals all with the same goal, trying to go calculated risk into the market. There's risk in any investment strategy at the end of the day, but to get a good network of people around you, to make sure that you're doing it correctly with your long-term financial goals in mind, that's really something that people need to get more involved in. So Nate, if real quick, if you could just tell people where to find you at. I know you mentioned your YouTube channel. If you could just do that now.
Yeah, so if you want to go to our main website, our main website is directedira.com. Directedira.com. You'll find links to pricing of how much a self-direct IRA costs, the types of accounts you can self-direct. But I encourage anybody who's going there for the first time, go to the Learn tab and check out everything that we have as far as education first. Look at our webinars. We've got podcasts. I personally do a workshop. If you want to look at the workshops, if you want to register for a future workshop or watch the pre-recorded ones, you can find all of our workshops there under the Learn tab. And I do probably two of those a month. So get educated, get familiar. If you're ready to rock and roll, we've got a tab where you book a call. I always urge you guys to book a call so you can ask questions of my my IRA executives that help people open accounts and get those accounts funded, and walk you through the process of how the investments work once you get the accounts open and funded. Anybody can have a self-directed IRA. It's very easy. If you already have an IRA at Fidelity or Charles Schwab, you just move it over, and we walk you through that. But if you want to go straight to the YouTube page, just look up Directed IRA Workshop, and you can watch some of our most recent recorded ones there.
Boom, fireworks going off. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Nate, thank you so much. It's like drinking from a fire hose sometime. But reach out to Nate. They know what they're talking about here in the Arizona market, but can help anyone here in the country. So if you're interested, reach out to him, please. Again, I'm Alden Guajardo with Mobile Mailbox Money. We're doing a lot of podcasting, real estate education, maybe throwing a conference here in Arizona. Talked a little bit about that. So that may be coming to fruition soon. But if you're looking for a passive investment strategy, that's Mobile Mailbox Money in real estate notes, cash flowing and affordable housing, and providing additional diversification here in a top 10 market, Arizona. So thank you so much, Nate. Appreciate having you. We'll go have some lunch here soon, but have a great day. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Bam.